What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clay's Coins. I believe competence creates confidence, so I'm here to bring you some information, education, and better understanding of cryptocurrency and the stock market. This is not financial advice, however. This is not an indication nor suggestion to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrency or stock talked about in this video or on this channel. Today, we're going to be looking at some coins that I think are going to do very, very well this year. A couple that I haven't really talked about, but a couple I've seen have been pretty popular lately. One of which is HBAR, hedera. We're finally going to be talking about the hash graph technology, and before we get into the video, guys, I gotta do the YouTube stuff, and we're gonna be doing a special one today. Today's my birthday, so go ahead and wish me a happy birthday by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell notification if you haven't already. Now I'll actually give you a minute to do so right now to support the channel. Dope. Thank you guys so much. Enjin coin, ticker symbol ENJ, is the first cryptocurrency we're going to be looking at today. This engine is unreal. My gamers will get that reference. It's an NFT gaming platform pioneer at this point. It's an excellent ecosystem. It provides tools for building and selling unique digital items, also known as NFTs. It aims to give users access to their true ownership of their NFTs, is the way they describe it. They want to make sure if you're paying the amount of money that some people pay for some of these NFTs, that you're able to actually access it, utilize it, sell it if you want to, do whatever you want with it. It's yours. And Enjin has done a very good job at allowing, things to, people to really feel like they have physical possession of a digital asset. It has quietly gained 26% this week. Looking at the 7-day chart right here, I haven't really heard too much about Enjin coin, and it is looking very, very healthy in the way that it's come up this week. I've been a huge fan of Enjin for a little while here. Someone actually mentioned in the comment section Enjin versus Gala, and I'm a big fan of both. I've been into both before. I'm not currently in Enjin, but I am in Gala, and I'm a really big fan of this. I can see us holding the $3 support line pretty well by June. If everything goes right. I don't have a crystal ball by any means, but we should absolutely fundamentally be around $3, especially with the amount of games, NFTs, the platform itself, the expansion of it, and the ecosystem. Enjin coin is going nowhere. It's it's something you're going to hear me say because there's going to be a lot of rotation in the cryptocurrencies over the next year or two, even, let alone 5 or 10 years. So when I say that one isn't going anywhere, I believe that it should be here for a little bit. I don't mean it's not going anywhere in the sense of the price. Hopefully it goes somewhere in the sense of the price, but I can see us holding $3 by June and 4 to 5 by the end of the year, as long as everything goes all right with crypto. You guys requested it. Here it is. Hedera, ticker symbol HBAR, HBAR. This token is not on a lot of exchanges right now, so when it does, that's going to be a huge, huge catalyst. You want to keep these catalysts for cryptocurrency in mind because, if you know anything about the stock market, you know that a positive catalyst can mean a 5, 10, even 15% gain. When you're talking about cryptocurrency, that can be a 50, 100, 200% gain. So watch for positive catalysts like that, which is one reason, I do the Coinbase listing videos, because if you didn't know, check on a chart of a cryptocurrency that you've seen list on Coinbase recently. There is a Coinbase effect. There's a massive pump up and then a big drop down, and you can really play that if you time it right, so keep that in mind. But Hedera is the most used sustainable enterprise-grade public network for the decentralized economy that allows both individuals and businesses to create decentralized apps, or dapps. You'll probably see it. I'll say dapps in case I need to say it again, because all the decentralized as a prefix gets a little tiring on the on the voice. HBAR is unique in the sense that it's not built on any blockchain. It actually introduced a brand new technology called the hash graph distributed consensus algorithm. The hash graph technology is credited to Hedera's chief scientist, Dr. Lehman Bard, B-A-I-R-D. Baird, something like that. Dr. Lehman, he's a brilliant individual. When I looked up his resume, definitely well respected, highly polished individual in multiple different fields in the sense of computer science and different things like that. Looking at HBAR as a cryptocurrency as itself, it has an extraordinary amount of utility. For real. We're talking NFT minting, smart contract tools, decentralized file storage, much more than that. I can see this crypto making a healthy ascension to the top ranks over the next couple years, 5 years, 2025 or so. Yeah, I'll go as far to say that by 2025, I can see hedera, HBAR, making it, solidifying itself, rather, as a top 7 to top 10 cryptocurrency in the world. It's a big prediction. Take a couple years out to even check me if I'm wrong, but I can really see hedera with the amount of utility it has, the backing. The Kevin guy from Shark Tank is a huge fan of it. I've heard him talk about it quite often. So that's always a big plus whenever you have someone who really understands the financial digital aspect. To have any sort of celebrity backing is big, especially when you have celebrities that know what they're talking about. This is a coin, however. I don't expect to see it go parabolic in the short term. I don't expect to see a great big massive jump in price. I can see this sustainably hold 40 to 50 cents by the end of this year. I don't think it'll go up too much by then, but it's doing it in a very healthy way. This coin is going nowhere. For a long-term play, this is one of the best investments you can make at the price it's at currently, with the amount of widespread adoption in its future. This is a banger. What started as a fork of Ethereum and is now its own separate cryptocurrency. Ethereum Classic, the old dog, ETC. It was forked over in 2016. It still stands today. A lot of people have been feeling this lately, and I can see why when you look at this weekly chart. You know, we're at 27. Right now we're sitting at 34.87. Looking at the month, it's done pretty well to recover from the drop and even be up positive. So as of right now, the trading volume is right at $1 billion, which is about 24% of the entire market cap, which is a huge pump in volume. You can tell it's gaining momentum, which is very important. If you've seen my other videos, or if you pay really any attention to cryptocurrency at the stock market, you know how important momentum and traction can be. I'm not currently invested into Ethereum Classic. I am invested into Ethereum. I stake my Ethereum, waiting on the Ethereum consensus layer to release, formerly known as Ethereum 2.0. I have a video on that as well. If you didn't know, go ahead and check that out. Shameless plug there, by the way. But the Ethereum Classic team is unique and separates themselves because they state they have different technological and philosophical goals. Adding that the focus of Ethereum Classic is immutability, or code is law. That's their big thing that they are really trying to run the project behind. It's all-time high. I don't want to burst your bubble, but I like to let the numbers do the talking here. I like to keep a very unbiased, objective truth to the current situation that's presented in front of me, and that's very easy to do when you have a lot of numbers doing the talking. So don't shoot the messenger, but I'm going to pull up the yearly chart for Ethereum Classic here. Here's a little history lesson on the, a little macroeconomical history lesson on Ethereum Classic. But its all-time high is 175. It achieved it on May 5th of last year and has experienced consistent downwards pressure since holding the $73.57 range for 2 days, being September 5th and September 6th. It pretty much dropped. You had a little bit of a run up here, more drop, and then once it hit right about, right here, this is that 2-day mark, the 5th and 6th, that it held that 73.58. Since then, it's struggled to even get back and stay in the 50s, and it's only touched $60 once since then. Keep that in mind, sitting at $34.87. For it to double as of right now, it's going to have to hit a price that it has not been at since September of last year, before all of this fear, uncertainty, and doubt really plagued the market, before the Fed was tiptoeing around the interest rate hikes, which they still are. But, that was when the Fed was still using the word transitory, if that tells you how long ago it was. And is there money to be made in Ethereum Classic? Absolutely. Is it a good play? Yes, 100%. This is not financial advice, all that stuff. I would be waiting to see it dip back down here. This is an excellent buy zone. When it hit the $24 mark, you'll notice when you have big drops like this, you're going to see a price bump, because people anyone who's kept their eye on it for a long time, they understand the fundamental value of Ethereum Classic. They saw the price at 24 and thought, it is worth more than 24, I will pay for it there. So they bought a bunch of it. You had a bunch of people thinking the same thing. Now we're sitting at 34.87. Do I think it's going to have another big run up? Potentially. Not anything close to what we've seen over the past month or so. But it's a very solid foundational play in my opinion. I do want to put a little into perspective here with Ethereum Classic though. It's up 240% on the year. That's incredible gains. If you bought it a year ago, you're up 240%. You can't shake a stick at that. That's incredible. And recently, it has had one of the only, marking the only positive pump, pushing from $21.19 January 22nd, 2022, a little bit ago, upwards of where it's at right now. Coin Price Forecast, a website that I've utilized before, shows Ethereum Classic hitting $50.35 this year by the end of the year. I agree. I'll add that if we hit the 50s, I think we can see a strong push up, and we'll test that $60 resistance. And if we see a sharp knife right through that $60 resistance, we could easily head back up to the mid-70s range. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, the $74 range. If we knife through this $60 barrier, we can easily head into the 70s, and then who knows from there. Now, this crypto looks ready to pop. This is one, I don't know if I've talked about it yet. I believe I have. Gods Unchained. I've been trying to mix them up a little bit here, get some different cryptocurrencies in. Any ones that I like that I don't think are rug pull scams, I'll talk about. And maybe even some rug pulls just to let you guys know what to stay away from at some point. But Gods Unchained, ticker symbol GODS, GODS. Gods Unchained is a blockchain-based NFT trading card game. It hits the gaming, play to earn, and the NFT demographics. They do a great job. A lot of people have been very interested in it, and it's rapidly gaining popularity. When you look at games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Hearthstone, the way that they've had this astronomical success in the digital trading card community, when 20 years ago, if someone told you that you didn't, if someone told you that your Pokemon card, that you could play the same game on the computer and people would pay money for it, no one would believe you. But nowadays, people are pretty much paying for where NFT digital Magic the Gathering cards are. It's like Hearthstone. Hearthstone is a great example. If you don't think this game could work, look at one of the most successful competitive esports games of all time, which is Hearthstone. It's a trading card game digitally. When you look at that, you can see the roadmap for success in Gods Unchained's future, especially being a one of the first big NFT blockchain trading card games. They have a lot going for them right now. The max supply is hard capped at $500 million, or 500 million coins rather, which is incredible. Most gaming cryptos are well over $1 billion. If they're even hard capped, a lot of them aren't, just because they have the play to earn aspect. Even with that, you're looking at a 500 million coin hard capped max supply with 5% of it in circulation right now, and it's not close to picking up the amount of traction that it should. In my opinion, Gods Unchained biggest battle right now is versus the overall market. As long as the overall market shows health and can correct, and we don't keep going down. Gods Unchained really was launched on a lot of major exchanges. Once the market was in this we had all this downward pressure and we started to slump. So if it can beat the market and the market can kind of recover, we can see this do huge numbers. If, and that's a big if, things turn around, we can see Gods Unchained reclaiming the $6 to $7 zone easily over the next few months. If the market has a little bit more downward pressure and the Fed comes out and they're just violently attacking these interest rates that they created, then we could see Gods take almost the entire year. But I believe that $6 by the end of this year, which would be just about a triple on your money, is that's in the cards 100% for Gods Unchained. Last but certainly not least, I haven't talked about this coin in a minute, actually. Shiba Inu. Ticker symbol SHIB. You know what it is. It's the Dogecoin killer, the meme coin sensation, arguably the most talked about cryptocurrency in the world for the past 4 months or so, Shiba Inu. If you hold Shiba Inu, let me know down in the comment section below. Put a dog emoji in the chat, and let me know what you think about the recent news going on. I won't get into the recent partnerships and different things that Shiba Inu is working on, just because I'm currently working on a video of all the meme or dog coins, all that stuff. I'm going to take it, separate a few of them down. I might even do a little tier list or something like that, switch it up a little bit and talk about rank some of these meme coins and where I think they are, what I think their potential will be, if there's profit to be made or if they're just absolute garbage. Looking at the price right now, Shiba Inu is currently at the 4031 mark, trading at the 4031, 32 mark all day today. It's been showing incredible price increase over the past 7 days. People are very up on Shiba Inu right now. Again, I personally, once again, not financial advice, I would be waiting to see us test the 4027, 4028 support again, and then if we break that, I would definitely be holding off before I buy any more until we test that 4023 support. Once again, not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you to buy, hold, or sell this. Just be careful. Once again, this is not going to go to $1. I do not know how to be any more clear about that. That is not fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That is a fact. If you understand the circulating supply and what the market cap would have to be, the market cap of Shiba Inu would have to be like 10 times higher than all cryptocurrency in the world combined for it to be at $1 a coin. It's simply never going to happen. So if you're waiting on that, you might as well get out now. But you don't have to get out now, because just because it's not going to go to $1 a coin doesn't mean there isn't incredible profit to be made. I mean, you have to understand, if this even goes to half of a penny, you're knocking off 2 zeros, and you're knocking off 1 and then pretty much 2 zeros and replacing this with a 5. That would be astronomical gains right now, and people have already made billions off Shiba Inu. They have a lot in the news quite often, which shows that they're very they're very adept at how the media runs nowadays, how to get a hold of Twitter and get the interest peaking, and how to stay relevant, which is very important in the media and the news and with cryptocurrency and stocks right now, especially crypto and meme coins. If they don't stay relevant, they don't have a following, they don't build that community, they go to nothing. Because when it comes down to it, a lot of the meme coins, besides Shiba Inu is, breeding a pretty good ecosystem, so I'll definitely I'll throw them a bone on that one. But all that being said, guys, I wanted to bring you a few coins that I haven't really talked about too much lately that I feel like you should have on your watch list or your radar. Definitely keep these coins in mind. Don't jump right into them as soon as you, stop this video. I don't ever want you to do that. I don't ever want you to watch a video and then instantly go and buy it, because that just doesn't make me feel good. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just here to bring you some information, education, and better understanding of these cryptocurrencies so that you can make your own decisions and feel good about them, because when you have that understanding, you have competence. When you have competence, you'll be confident in the decisions you make. I don't just say this stuff, there's a little bit of meaning behind it. So if you made it to the end of the video, you know the drill by now. Let's go ahead and make it a routine. Put a flexing emoji in the comments down below and show the family support. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Stay hydrated. Thank you for watching.